Hey loves, welcome back. And if it's your first time, I'm Taryn and this is your space to breathe, grow, and begin again. Today we're talking about chapter 3, Let's Go, Courage to Begin Again. And this chapter is titled The Power of Letting Go. And if you've been waiting for a sign to keep going, this might be it. What if the one thing you're holding on to, tightest, is the very thing blocking you from your breakthrough? Letting go is one of the hardest things to do, but it might be one of the most sacred. This chapter is about release and releasing stories, old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. We talk about the stories we replay on loop and how they keep us anchored to the past instead of free to move forward. Here's what this chapter covers: why holding on is costing you more than letting go ever will. Forgiveness as a personal act of freedom, not a gift to someone else. The old stories we replay and why the brain gets stuck there. How to identify what you're still clinging on to. Making space, and that's energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. Now, I want to share something very personal with you about this chapter. I was holding on to the good times, the good things, even when they were unbalanced and the negative things outweighed the good. I was holding on to anger at choices my partner had made, choices I didn't feel included in, choices I didn't feel considered, choices that made me feel insignificant, that I was not a partner in this covenant that we had created called marriage. I had anger for not letting go sooner. I was holding on to what others thought of me, what others were going to think of me, especially after having been married for 26 years. I needed to let go of the resentment I had developed due to expectations I had placed on my partner, expectations and hopes that I had for the future, for our lives, for the lives of our children. I was constantly being let down by those expectations because they were never getting fulfilled. I had to let go of what I couldn't control. That was huge for me. So I walked through some of the things from my divorce that I had to physically release. There were several ceremonies that were regular things for me, things that I did, things that I had to partake of. There's one in particular that I highlight and I describe the ceremony in the workbook. I actually did it and it helped to change me, change my mindset, change me from the inside. And I go more into detail in the book. So by adding the workbook, transformation actually happens and the concepts come off the page and into your real life. This chapter has one of my favorite workbook sections. There's a release ceremony. You write a goodbye letter to what you're releasing, and then you can burn it, you can bury it, you can release it. This is power. I remember the day vividly that I had written my letter of pages, and it had been a work in progress over a period of time as I was intentionally writing certain things that I knew I needed to release. As I watched these papers burn, and for me, I had to include also some photos that were of expectations that I just had to let go. And it was a very powerful ceremony for me that I was brought to tears during this process, which was also part of the release. If you've been carrying something heavy for too long, this chapter was written for you. And if this resonated with you today, share this with a woman who needs to hear it. We are better together. I love you, loves. Let's go.